Alright, so we back with another video. Today we got y'all boys with the best album of 2026 so far. We're gonna be ranking every album I personally listened to that of 2026. Now, there's some albums that did just come out this weekend that I haven't got around to listening to enough because of the album that did come out that I've been listening to too much. So those not gonna be on there. This was only supposed to be the first 3 months, but because this was gonna only be able to come out at this date, here we are. So I feel like I spent enough time with all these albums to even rank them, and I will be doing a top 10, so I won't be ranking them within the tiers. I'm just going to be ranking them within the tiers based off when I am posting them or doing it, and I will be doing it in the order of when I personally listen to them. Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. I don't know if this is the order of when they actually came out. I'm gonna do it based off when I listen to them. So yeah, y'all do want more? Like the video, subscribe, all that good stuff out the way. No more talking. Let's get into it. Alright, hopping into it. We got the regular tiers, S, A, B, C, D, F. Y'all know how the tiers work. When it comes to ranking music, S is 9.5 to 10. A is 8.5 to 9.5. B is 7.5. No. Yeah, 7.5 to 8. No, 7 to 8.5. And then C is 7 to 5.5. And then D is 5.5 to 4. And then anything below a 4, you're an F. Simple as that. Let's get into it. So, starting out, you see the albums that we got. Like I said, I got them in order, the albums that I listened to them or when they came out. I tried to do them when they came out, but I'm pretty sure it's just more so when I listen to them. So let's get into it. First album, Don't Be Done by A$AP Rocky. Now, as a big A$AP Rocky fan, I'll be real. Honestly, the lead up to it 3 years ago, I was super hyped for this album. Then as he kept trolling it, and some of the singles I didn't really like. Some of them I actually liked, and they didn't even make the album, so that was kind of unfortunate. But as we got close to it, he started dropping the album cover. The album cover was hard. He started to get me back on it. And then he dropped the album. It was just inconsistent, in my opinion. Especially if you know A$AP, mixtapes, albums, those joints, cohesion, front to back, you can listen to it. This is not one of those for me, personally. It's an okay album. It's nothing crazy. I have really barely went back to it. Like, I've tried to go back to listen to it because people say it's so good. And I know what he's capable of. But for me, this one is a C. Keep it a bean. Then we have Before Emotions by 9. I'll be real. I actually like this album. The issue is, it's only like 10 songs. I'll keep it a bean. The replay value of this album gaps Don't Be Done for me. But with that being said, is it like an 8? No, it's not. But it could, it could be a B. It could just be a 7 or a 7.5. I'm not mad at either one of those because it does have some misses. It's not perfect at all. But for the songs that I do like, I like them a lot. There's some of the songs on this are so good that you heard emotions. You like, how did this not make emotions? Like, even some of the songs that he dropped on, like, he dropped some EPs that was just like loosies just to throw off people. I guess just to keep the hype going for emotions that he just had to get these out. But honestly, Raging Love, Riri, For Real, Racks Blue, 24 Hours. He had some hits on here, I'll be honest. But I don't know if I can say B. I'm going to probably say top of a C. I really do like that album though, but I'll probably say at the top of C. And like I said, when I listen to Emotions, you can kind of tell the quality of album you're gonna get based off the quality of EP that he actually calls the EP before it, in terms of what the album gonna be. So I kind of have that mindset now for whenever he does a before whatever the next album gonna be. Then we have Octane. Now this is the biggest album of the year so far. I don't even know how, but hey, keep it a bean, bro. The last Don Toliver album is gapping this one. I'm not really a big person on Don Toliver albums. I think he's more so a feature artist, and this album kind of showcases that. It's not really, I felt like we were gonna go somewhere with this album early on, and then we just don't go there at all. I do like the production for the most part of the album, but I feel like the effort that is put in on this album is so minimal. It kind of does feel like it kind of feels disrespectful to say it, but it does feel like a TikTok album. I can't lie. But with that being said, I do think there are some good songs on here. But I kind of think of it kind of similar to Before Emotions, like to a point that I don't know if I'm not supposed to be ranking them in order. Low key. Let me lock back in. I'm not supposed to be ranking them in order. I don't know if I would say that is just better than Before Emotions. Keep it a bean. So I do think it is good, but I don't know if I can go that far. Honestly, I'm putting Before Emotions a B. I'm gonna say that's a 7B. Octane, I'm gonna say is a C. You could argue B, but since I did think it may be a 7.5 or 7, I'll go B. I just think that's just a straight 7, personally. When it comes to Falloff, now we talking. Now, this is an album that, in my opinion, is gonna be a tough album for the whole year for somebody to top. Now, has somebody topped it? We'll see. But I do think that this album is an album that does get better with time. I had my first reaction of it, and every single listen I've had since, the songs I like, I love. Some of the songs I didn't like as much, I start to like a little bit more. So I will say this is an album that's going to just age better and better as time goes on. I think J. Cole did a really good job. I do think the promo that he did with it was good, and then he started doing some interviews, and it kind of got weird again. But that's J. Cole. It's just what it is. I'm not going to let that take away from the music. I don't know if I want to say it's a full-on A, though. That's the issue. Because A is, at the end of the day, 8.5 to what's it called? At the end of the day, I think it's an 8. I think it's a very, very good 8. It could be an 8.5, but I don't think it's a 9 in any shape or form. And if you know how I do the little 0.5s, it's like, literally, you either a 10 or a 9. You can get a 9.5 if I can't choose between. But if you lean in more 10, you go S. If you lean in more 9, you go A. Simple as that. And it goes like that for each one. So 7 or 8, you get it. So I'll probably say it's a B. But that, you could debate that's the best album so far. Then we have Casino, which is kind of on the opposite end of the spectrum of Falloff, where Casino first listened very, very good. It just didn't sit with me. Like the replay value is not really there for me personally. Again, when I first listened to it, the real thing that really caught my eye about it really wasn't even like the subject matter or the production, because I already knew he could do production. Subject matter was a little overrated on this album. I'll keep it a bean. I think people talk about this album a little too crazy with that. I think it is good subject matter, but when I see somebody say that you can't tell Baby Keem nothing, you're gonna appear on his album, low-key facts. But with that being said, the versatility of this album is really the shining light of this album, in my opinion. And I mean, that's not to say that this album is bad or nothing. I do think this one is low key. If I was saying a 7 or 8, this one is one that genuinely is a 7.5 for me. I just don't know. Personally, I just don't know how much I would go back to listen to it too much, to be honest. Like, still songs like I Am Not a Lyricist, it's still a very good song, but outside of that, there's not really much I'm going back to listen to, if I'm honest. So I'm gonna have to say B, 7.5. Next we got The Romantic by Bruno Mars. Honestly, I like Bruno a lot too, but I think this one, I don't know. I feel like Bruno is pretty consistent with what he makes, but also with that being said, once you heard a Bruno album, you kind of heard them all. I'll probably say C. And then we have Gene by Yebba. Now, only reason I listened to this is because, bro, it was like, for whatever reason on Twitter, people kept saying it was so good. If you haven't gave it a chance, give it a chance. I gave it a chance. She on a Drake album, so I was like, maybe. I'm gonna be honest, it wasn't what I expected at all. Based off the songs that she been, I guess if you listen to Die Trying, I guess. But if you just listen to Jebba's interlude on CLB, this was not what I expected at all. But honestly, the versatility of this album was actually impressive. So I would say B. I would actually give her a B. She did a pretty solid job with the versatility. Then we have Pimmy. Now Pimmy, she gave me a completely different. What the crazy thing is, I kind of expected from Pimmy what I got from Yebba, and I expected from Yebba what I got from Pimmy. But maybe I'm just out the loop. But Pimmy actually dropped like a real R&B album. This was actually good, but I don't think it's as good as Yebba. But I do think I would probably listen to this one personally more, but I probably would still say it's a C. It's like a 7. Like, I feel like this one is a little bit more rough around the edges too when it comes to like the production too, to be honest. But still a 7 in my opinion. Then we have the last 3 albums that came out. So we had the little weekend of Yeat with ADL and Bully with Ye, and then we had the recent week of Emotions by 9 Vicious. Now, all 3 of these albums, very anticipated. I don't know if any of them are as anticipated as the Falloff for me, but all 3 of these were very anticipated. Now, Yeat ADL. Now, again, I think Yeat kind of let me down with how good his EP was last year. But me personally, I think the Yeat hate is kind of overblown. I'll be honest. I think Yeat actually dropped a good album. I don't like. Yeat album is a perfect example of an album that could have had some songs left off. And the more I listen to it, the better the album would have been if the songs were just left off. Honestly, if he would have went the shorter album route like he did with his little EP, but maybe not even just 10, just go 15, this album will be drastically better. Drastically. Like, he got songs in here with the production of Purpose General, Lose Control. Then he got songs like with the production of Up From Here. Then he got songs like Back Home. Songs like Went Wrong, No More Ghosts. Like, he got some crazy production songs, but then you have hits like Tonight. So I think Yeat really kind of just dropped the ball with just adding too many songs. Like, this is a perfect example. Like, people be saying this with some crazy albums, in my opinion, which honestly still may be true at a higher level, but this one would just genuinely be a much better looked at album if he just took some songs off. I would personally say, still, I may say a B, because it kind of is more so in that before M range, where I think it is better than that, but it's not better than Falloff, but I'm gonna still put it at the back. I would say it's more so a B. Then we have Bully. Now, I'm gonna do a Kanye tier list very soon. Bully, I'm gonna keep it a beam, bro. I'm gonna keep this so real. I'm gonna be honest. Bully is fantastic, gang. There's no way around it. Bully is just fantastic. It's just fantastic. Like, there's not really much I can say. Like, you got Circles, that's a bad song. Honestly, Last Breath was gonna be the other song I really tried to take a hit on. Can't lie, the production on that song is so good that it's like, it's not a bad song by any means. The only song I can say is Circles. And in my song tier list, I don't even fully agree with it. I feel like some songs should have just been higher. Like, simple as that. Sisters and Brothers, one of my favorite songs on the album. This one here, but I will say the main four are still the main four when it comes to Punch Drunk, All the Love, this one here, Preacher Man. Those are my guys. Those are my guys. But then you got songs like Sisters and Brothers that you could argue in there. For me, Father is growing on me crazy. King is growing on me crazy. It's a lot of good songs on this joint, man. And yeah, I think Kanye, what he did on this album from a production standpoint, this is the best rapping we've ever had from Kanye. But there is a reason for that, which I'm not going to get into in this video because I already went into reaction. I did it in the tier list. Let's just leave that alone. Honestly, bro, this is a clear 8 or 9, and I'm damn near leaning 9, gang. I'm not even going to lie. Bully is an A, bro. It's an A for me. Then we have Emotions from 9 Vicious. This is where it does get tough, because Emotions by 9 Vicious is actually... Now, like I was saying with Yeat, I do think that that's an album that you could have took some songs off and you would be looking at a much better album. I think the same thing with 9 Vicious, but I think it's a lot more songs on the Yeat that you could take off compared to the 9. 9 is like 3 songs I'm taking off. And the other songs that I'm not as high on, I'm a lot higher on now. Like, he got some songs that like are better for times, periods of the day. So I will say, in terms of the cohesion, that is like the thing that kind of probably knocks 9 joint down. But 9 has ridiculous cohesion throughout the track list with the transitions that he provides throughout each song. Like, 9 actually put a lot of effort into this album in terms of the production and the cohesion and just the song sequencing. I just thought could have been better. But the fact that he did actually have the songs bleeding into each other, I do love stuff like that, because that just adds so much to it. Like, you could argue he has more song cohesion than the Bully album. Just Bully is just a better album. Just is what it is at the end of the day. But yeah, there's definitely about 3 songs I definitely could have had without. But on a 23 song album, to have 20 songs that honestly, even some of them, one of them 3 is growing on me a lot. Hey, bro, this is gonna be an album I'll sit with it for a little while. I don't know if it's ever gonna pass. It's not. No, it's not passing Bully. I don't know if it's gonna be a top 2 album. It's not. I don't think that's possible. But top 3 this year is definitely a debate with one of the albums that's in B. I'm gonna have to say B. I really, really like 9. I don't think it's his best album though. I'll be honest. But I wouldn't be mad if somebody said it was. Because there's definitely some progression on this album in a lot of different aspects of the album, in terms of making albums at least. But 9 Emotions B, that's my album tier list of 2026 so far. If y'all do want more of these, like, I will be doing a top 10 where I put it in order. So we'll see. Probably even get around to listening to some of the albums that came out this week to get at a chance to be in the video. But yeah, if y'all do want more, like the video, subscribe, all that good stuff out the way. It's your boy Fitz, man. I'm out of here.
Tell them to bring me my money. Yeah!